I'm just cooking dinner. Emma's just put the kids to sleep. Put them to sleep, put them to bed, reading them stories. So tonight, Emma said to me this morning, could we have something really nice tonight? Something healthy, but something really nice, because we haven't had anything amazing for the last few days. So tonight, I'm just going to put together a chicken cacciatore. I think that's how it's pronounced, an Italian one. Cacciatore, I think. Basically, it's really simple. Normally you'd get the chicken, you'd brown it off in a pan, you would then, once it's browned off, it's basically cooked, you take it out of the pan, add in a diced pepper, diced red pepper, garlic cloves, sort of small amount of tomato puree, and a tin of chopped tomatoes or fresh chopped tomatoes if you prefer. I'm going to use a combination of both. And then you would normally return the chicken, so bring it up to just before boil, never boil a sauce or a soup. Return the chicken, simmer for 20 minutes. It's good to go. I'm going to do it a little bit different because I like to take those kind of recipes and just play with them a little bit. So all I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do some roasted vegetables. So I've got my vegetables already here cut up. So I'll see them there. I've got some red peppers, some orange peppers, some courgettes, some sweet potatoes, some carrots. I'll do a few mushrooms. I've got some potatoes that are just softening in there. I'm going to whack those in the oven for about 20 minutes, just roast them up. And whilst that's doing, I'm going to get the chicken. I'm going to braise the chicken off on the top with a hop. And I'm going to chuck it in the oven. A little bit of oil. Chuck it through the oven for about 10 minutes just to cook it through. But I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't dry out. That's the key here. Try not to make it dry out. Whilst that's happening, I'm going to get sauce on. I'm going to make the sauce in the standard way. So some red pepper, diced up red pepper, soften it up, garlic, tomato puree, tomato, and get it all nice. Get it ready. If the chicken's starting to dry, then I'll pull it out and I'll get it in the sauce just to keep it moist. Whilst that's happening, I'll prep the starter. So for starter, I'm going to do asparagus. Wrapped in prosciutto and then oven baked for about 4 minutes. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to do that, and that's going to be dinner. And then, yeah, and of course, whenever we're cooking, we need to make sure we stay hydrated. Remember, most important thing when cooking, stay hydrated. So we're obviously doing that with Thatcher's Haze this evening. So I'll show you how it turns out. So here's my roasted veg, ready to go in the oven. 6, away. Sticky, back. My roasted veg, let's get it in the oven. I'm actually got it on 205 degrees at the moment, just to get it nice and hot. I want to get a nice crispiness to it. And it's softened in the middle quite easy, so my cook is disgusting. So yeah, veg is in, 205 degrees, good to go.
Action!
So I'm just going to do the asparagus wrapped in prosciutto, so I thought I'd show you how to do it very quickly. So I take a knife, I just cut straight down here basically. Now I use a really sharp knife, so I don't have to apply much pressure. You then take your asparagus, and you start at the stem end, and you basically are just going to roll it nice and tight all the way up. Now, prosciutto, whilst it's quite thin, it's torn a little bit, it's actually quite tough. Like, it's quite stringy, so you can abuse it a little bit if you need to. You want to wrap your asparagus all the way up, right to the head, so you just got the little bit of the head poking out like that. Stick on my tray. Now this bit, just a little tip, when you come to do this bit, because we're not doing the rind end now, we're doing the opposite end, what you'll tend to find is it will split. So what you do is you wrap the first bit nice and tight. Don't worry if it splits and comes off, it's not a problem, because you just take the next bit, wrap it over, and it will just join to itself. Like I said, prosciutto is actually, it feels really delicate, but it's really easy to work with. It's really tough, it's really solid, so just get that one in. I'll do one more so you can see it. I'll just take the packet off. So again, take my knife nice and sharp, straight down the middle. Just get a nice cut on it. There we go. Take my asparagus. Generally, the thicker the asparagus, nice stem, that's quite a good one. Now this is the rind end I was saying, this end down here, because this is obviously the skin, so this is the fat. It's the rind end. So normally you'll find the rind end will stick together a little bit better. There we go, look at that, perfect cut. Like I say, we just take it off, wrap it around, slight angle, all the way around. It's nice and tough. Stuff, and just it will hold itself. See, it's perfect. It like sticks to itself, and it goes. And then we'll do this end. Now, if I roll from this end, what will happen is it will come apart right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm always going to roll from the far end and roll this one towards me. It will split, guaranteed. It will split all the time. It's not a problem. Don't panic. Grab the next bit. Start it off up there. That's the great thing about cooking. Is it's like swimming. When you get stuck in the sea. As a lifeguard, we always say don't panic. As a chef, we say the same thing, don't panic. You'll be fine. Okay, so that's all done. So final bit with that, a little bit of olive oil, and basically what I normally do is just a little bit of olive oil straight over the top. Some people put pepper and stuff on them, some people put chili on. Personally, I don't bother. I don't know how it works really well as it is. I'm just going to take that, bash that straight in the oven. About 4 minutes, we're good to go. In the meantime, I'm going to get my pan on, get it nice and hot. I've already got my chicken cut. I'm just going to chuck my chicken in, just seal it off. That's going to go straight in the oven on another tray that's ready to be done. And once I've got that in, I'm just going to, whilst that's going, I'm just going to prep up my veg, ready to go for my sauce, and timing just works perfectly. So anyway, I'll show you in a second. We're going to get an action this time.
Action!
Okay, so my chicken's browned off. I'm just going to grab my preheated the tray in the oven with a little bit of oil, olive oil, not too much, but just a little bit, just so it's not going completely dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my chicken on here, but I'm actually going to steal all the fat from here as well. Because I'm going to reuse my pan to do my sauce, so I don't really want any kind of fat, and I might as well keep the juice all in the chicken. So we get that away, just stick that on the back. The chicken's just browned off, it still needs to be cooked inside, but only for about 10-15 minutes. So, we'll get that back in. Then very quickly we'll get our vegetables out, which are doing okay. Give them just a little spruce. Yep, they're doing fine. So we got about 10-15 minutes, that's perfect. We're just going to double check our asparagus and see it's just starting to crisp up quite nicely. That's literally like a minute and a half away maybe. There's a slotted tray so all the fat sits beneath it. So, once that's got a couple of minutes left, get that pan back on, low heat, I don't want it burning. I've already pre-cut up my garlic, peppers and tomatoes. I've done a pretty rough dice, if I'm honest. It's not been a particularly decent dice. I could do better, it's spent more time, but it's just for the wife, so I like it. Look at me. Hey? Okay, so get the garlic in just to cook off. This is where I find out I don't have any tin tomatoes. That's good. Tin tomato shopping list. Okay, so just get garlic just cooking on. So, you don't want it too hot because it's going to burn. Get the pepper in. Again, you've got to keep it moving, keep it all moving because you've got a really dry pan. So if you don't, it's just going to burn. It's going to have a really nasty, bittery taste to it, especially with garlic. Just literally softening it up. Oh, it's a moth. And remember, when cooking, most important thing, we've been through numerous times, you've got to stay hydrated. So today we're doing our Thatcher's Haze, as we said. Really important to stay hydrated. Now as you start to sweat off your peppers, they will start to produce a little bit of liquid, and you can just start to see that glazing the pan. That's exactly what you want. So they're softening off quite nicely. I'm going to chuck the tomatoes in now, because tomatoes don't take very long, and this is still going to sit in the pan for another 8 to 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I'll just take that out. Okay. That's pretty much just done with our breadboard now, so we're ready for washing up. Nice little job for the wife later. You're not just joking. Okay, so we'll just let that sweat off, continue to sweat off. Whilst that's doing that, just wrap these out. turn my oven down a little bit now, get back down to 180. Okay, I'm just going to get our asparagus. I mean, you can put these however you like, really, it's entirely up to you. I'd suggest using a pair of tongs to take them off the tray. Emma will tell you, she's filming right now, but I've got asbestos fingers pretty much from a fair few years of chefing, so from my perspective this isn't too bad. She's only just joined me in the kitchen, so she doesn't know that I've been picking my nose, it's all fine.
Swap plates with yours.
That's it, mate. So that's how asparagus doing. I'm literally just going to leave the asparagus just to cool for a second. Oh, this is good. And you see where I've added the tomatoes, there's just a little bit of liquid coming out of it, so it's absolutely fine. This is one of the reasons we don't want to put any oil in, because as long as you keep it moving, it will sort itself out. Okay, so just do that. Then make sure it's kind of soft before we add tomatoes. Don't want to put it in too early. It's fine, smells gorgeous. I'm just going to add our tomatoes in to our whole tin. Now remember, as I said earlier, if you were doing this with the chicken in the actual sauce, which is really the traditional way of doing it, right now you would add the chicken back into this, and you would then simmer it for about 15 minutes. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my sauce like that. Just bring it a little bit warmer, and leave it just to simmer. There we go. The only downside that I find with this is using tin tomatoes. Now, personally, I'm always going to do the same thing and use a tin of chopped tomatoes just because it's quicker. But what you do get is you just get this bit of liquid. Really, it's just like the loose liquid. You can kind of try and drain your tomatoes, but I'm not really keen. Personally, if I had more time and I could be asked, then I would do proper tomato concasse. So I'd get some full tomatoes, put them into boiling water, take the skins off them, quarter them, take the seeds out of them, chop them up, beautiful. But to be honest, it's just don't have the time to do that. Anyway, that's it, you can turn it off now. So here is my plate of asparagus. Now again, I'm not presenting it particularly neatly, it's just dinner for Emma and I. And I thought she might like some, so do you want to try some? You like hiding?
Mm.
How is it?
Nice. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Brother, it's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.